Hi, I'm Major Olivia, and this is my podcast, The Concept Nola, and today I'm here with
Taylor Davis, an upcoming entrepreneur.
When did you decide to become an entrepreneur, and which business did you start first?
I started in 2017 when I graduated from college. I knew before I got into like my actual job or what I wanted to do, I wanted something else to do on the side. What can I do to add to my income?
Multiple streams of income.
Multiple streams. So I've been getting my lashes done since like 2015. And the woman who was doing my lashes, she started doing lash classes and we became really, really close. So around April of 2017, she's doing my lashes and I'm like, I need to find something else to do to like multiply my income, after I graduate. And she's like, I can teach you how to do lashes. And I'm like, girl, what? You sure? She was like, yes. So I learned and I got it within 3 months, and since 2017, I've been doing lashes.
So how do you, with your schedule, because you are a Saintsation, how do you fit in your clients? How does the booking work with that?
Okay, so number one, I have really, really loyal clients, and I love that, and they work with me as I work with them. I do it on the weekends for the majority of the time because after I leave work, I go to school, so I'm getting my master's.
Hello.
And then I go to Saints practice. So Friday evenings and Saturdays and sometimes Sundays, I'm doing lashes all day.
And you like it that way? It works for you?
I
It works
do.
for you?
I love being productive. I love having something almost every day of the week at different times.
I'm the same way because if I don't have something, I do nothing.
That's me.
I need to know
And then
that I need to use my time wisely because there's things coming up.
Yeah, so they work with me and I love it. And if anything changes, I just text them, but they're very, very understanding.
That's
but
good.
I have a lot of clients, thankfully.
And that you built up since 2017?
2017.
That's good. And so with your credit recovery, how does that work?
So being a director of credit recovery, so it's at a high school. So kids who, it's very different from when we were in high school because if you fail, you just fail the whole grade. But you can pass and go to the next grade. So what I do is I set them up on a system called Edmentum, and they're able to do the credits that they missed from the previous year, on the computer while still being in the right grade.
Oh,
but
wow.
they have to pass in order to keep going. If not, they're going to have to take the whole 9th, 10th, 11th grade again.
Oh wow, so instead of having to go to summer school or night school, they can do it consecutively with the actual grade that they're in.
And they can do it at home as well as being in school.
What makes you eligible for that though?
To be honest, I don't know how any other schools work, but anybody can be eligible, to be honest, at my school.
So how many students do you have?
I have about 8, but in the whole program, it has to be about 15.
15. And is it hard because you're basically do they have tutors or what's your role in it?
My role is basically communicating with the parents, communicating with the leaders, making sure the students are staying on top of their work. So it's almost to me, when I present it to them, I'm this is how it is in college. You don't have anybody over you.
No.
So I kind of present it like that to them so they kind of be held accountable and want to do the work.
Yeah.
So I'm just overseeing it, but they're actually doing the work.
And is that your daily job? You do that every day?
Every day at a high school.
And which high school is it?
Sarah C. Reed.
And what time is that class?
So basically, I go there from 7:30 to 3:30, but it's more so in the morning time.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so what is the evening time more like?
The evening
just
time,
free time for them to work on stuff?
So the evening time is I took these classes called Quest for Success, and it prepares kids for everyday life. Teach them about money, finances.
Something that I never had in high school.
That's what,
most
all
people
of these things that they have in high school these days, we did not have. So about
we had
money,
home economics, how to be a wife, and I'm
that's it. Especially being in a private school. But teaching them about buying a car, buying a house,
credit, the importance of credit. People don't realize the importance of credit.
So that's what I'm doing in the afternoon, talking about that.
And you like it? You like the kids? Is it hard? What grade is it?
It's 9 through 12. I started off in middle school and as a dance teacher, and I was like, oh my goodness, middle school is just not for me because they have attitudes.
Well, yeah, you're just getting some type of independence, and you're trying to be this is who I am. Back up.
Yeah. So high school is more chill. I just talk to them and they understand.
Yeah.
So it's cool.
That's good.
Yeah.
I mean, I also feel like you are a relatable person.
I try to be. I really do. I try to be very like adaptable in every single situation.
Do you feel like the students you have, like it's a atmosphere issue as to why they're in that class? Like maybe they're not getting as much help at home, or like what do you feel like the general?
I'm not gonna talk about my school because I don't know, but I feel like in general.
Yeah, like in general the program.
I feel like it's everything. It's social media. It is the environment. It's not enough push.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what I'm here for, to make sure that they know that somebody is here to push them and to know that they care, and everybody else at the school too. Like we have like a really, really good environment, really good staff, and very, very supportive to our students. So I love that.
I think that's a great program, and I wish that every high school had that, because I know Louisiana we are lacking in our education system. You know, I'm from California, and I'm used to, you know, like your teachers are on me. Like once you get into the B area, like, I mean, I went to Xavier was the same way. You get into a B area, they're like, what's going on? You're being called in, they're like, you know what your future holds, like you know what's happening to you, but they don't do that here. So people don't think it's important.
And then what I try to do is, especially for like my boys, I'm like, okay, what do you want to do after high school? Do you want to play in NFL, the NBA? And they tell me all these things, and I'm like, but the education comes first. Like you cannot have these grades, get into college, and being able to play. It's like levels to it. It's steps. So once I like break it down, and what makes them relate more. So my oldest brother played in the NFL, and we came from two different households, like because it was two different like, you know, mothers and stuff like that. So like he came from the bottom up. Like he had to learn, and he didn't want to do school, but he did school and literally had a 3.5, went to LSU, got drafted in the first round. And I try to use him as an example because I'm like, y'all can do this. And like make money. And like be chilling at the age of 35.
And what they don't understand, I feel like, and what isn't talked about enough, is the fact that being an athlete doesn't last forever. Your real money is going to come from your sponsorship. It's going to come from your relationships. It's going to become how you talk to people in your interviews. And if you're not educated, and even with basic education, just high school, like you're not going to be able. They're not going to take you serious. They're going to be like, he's going to be done in 4 years. Move him to the side.
And see, my brother's 35 and he's not playing sports anymore, but he has the money because he went to. I'm not saying school is everything because it's not.
No, but it's a good foundation to have if you have it open to you.
Or something to fall back on.
It's not gonna hurt you. You know what I mean?
And he learned, and you know, he's into all of the trading and stuff. And he's just chilling, big chilling. Like he has steady income, and I'm like, it's not gonna last forever, but there's different avenues that you could take it.
There's definitely like you should use being an athlete or even, you know, being famous in any aspect. You should use it as your platform to, you know, meet people. But you still need the foundation of education. You need it regardless. Like even if it's not college and it's high school, you need it. You know? I feel like I didn't know you did that, and I think that that's really. I wonder how many high schools in Louisiana. Do you know, or is it just like the program just works for you?
This is my first year in this like setting, and it's so interesting, and I love it. So maybe more so in the summer, I'm gonna learn more about it because I know COVID pushed a lot of stuff back, so I might be going to PDs about it and things like that. But yeah, I love it.
How did COVID affect? I mean, how did COVID affect you being on the Saints team? Like, how did your guys' practices go?
Basically, last year, we normally have tryouts around April. You know, COVID started around April, end of May. So we did not have person tryouts. It started in like June and it was virtual. And when I say it was the hardest,
like a video, like you took a video of yourself,
and I had like professional videos. Like it was crazy. It was the hardest tryout of my life, and it was so long. It was like from June all the way to August.
Like, because it's quite hard for them to like really feel who you are.
Yes, and then after that audition, they decided they wasn't taking any new people, and they was going to keep the people who were already on the team. Because we didn't know if we were going to have dancers, if we could be in the dome. So they wanted to make sure that the people who they had on the team for that year was adaptable in every single situation.
They've already worked with them.
So even if we wasn't dancing, we're doing some type of like speaking engagement or a social media platform. So we had to like find different ways to be a Saintsation without dancing at the dome. And it was really, really hard because like that's like my passion, and it's one of the things that I enjoyed about being on the Saints. Like the energy in the dome, like dancing in front of like 75,000 fans, like I loved it, but like it just kind of like brought me back down a little. But it helped me in different ways to like figure out my weaker points, like being on the team, if that makes sense. So, doing more social media, like Junior Saintsations was done like on social media. Like I had a child next to me. Like it was so different. I was like, oh my goodness, like couldn't even believe it. But it was still like fun in a sense, but not like how it normally is.
Yeah.
You know.
So how did it affect your other jobs? Like, did it affect the job that you have now? Your day job? No.
I was.
It was always been in person. Oh, it was virtual.
It was virtual, and I was in like a different role. I started off in the school system as a dance teacher.
Okay.
So like I was just doing dance virtually from my house, teaching them the history.
Is that hard?
It was a little hard because kids are like, Miss Davis, like I am not about to do this. Like you want me to turn on my camera and dance in front of you?
Oh yeah.
So it was a little challenging, but it was cool. It was cool. And I think I needed that year to just like take a step back and
a lot of
rest.
people need that, yeah.
Because I'm always gonna go. I'm always doing so much, and I needed that year to just like settle down and just, reset and get it together for this year.
That's what I feel like a lot of people that I've talked to on here is how they took that year to really figure out what do I really want to do, because time is precious. I mean, people are getting sick, people are dying. The world is changing.
Yeah.
Everybody I know now, like, they get their stuff delivered. Like, especially in California, like my parents, my grandparents, all their food's delivered. They don't ever want to go out. They're still scared, and it's changed a lot. Like, a lot of things are virtual, and it's just like, you needed time to adapt and feel like what really deserves my time.
Yes.
What do I want to do for me? Because a lot of people I know, they weren't entrepreneurs and they never thought that they could be until COVID hit, and they were like, I can really do this. I have time. They gave themselves that motivation, and they have their businesses now. And they would have never had that. I mean, maybe they would have, but COVID was definitely the push that they needed. Yeah. So I feel like there are pros and cons to it, and the con is a lot of people got sick and a lot of people did die, but it, for other people, they were able to learn from that. Like, that's real life, that's what's happening. My life is short, and I need to figure out what I'm going to do.
Yeah. And what I'm trying to, navigate through is, balance. Normally, I know how to balance, but I'm doing so much. I started a fitness business during COVID, but when everything started speeding back up with the Saints and with my regular job and getting my master's, I felt like I didn't focus so much on that. So after our last game, I'm going to get back into it and just set things for the whole year, just so I can be prepared.
And what was it exactly?
It was a fitness business called Fit2 apparel. I love it. You can catch me in fitness wear almost 24/7.
Me too. It's so comfortable.
It's so comfortable.
Athleisure wear.
You know what I mean? I love it. It's so comfortable, and I always think to myself Taylor, you should have put more time into it. You should have thought about what if you get busy? What if this? So now I need to start adding more people. So when I'm not able to do certain things, they can step in and help me. And that's always been
content is really important. I try to get as much content as I can in one day. That way, when the kids get sick, when I'm sick, when we're going out of town, I have stuff that I can post, because that's really what keeps people grounded on you. Is seeing I constantly see them, so you're constantly caught up. But when they fall off, then you forget, and then you're on to something similar. Yeah.
And then when you're starting a business, it's not going to be easy. I'm learning I don't want to order anything from overseas. I don't. I want to go.
Who wants to wait for that whole bunch of?
I don't want to wait, because I'm just receiving stuff that I ordered 5 months ago. I don't want that, because now I'm holding off on my customers. So I want to go, I want to feel, I want to buy, purchase right then and there. So for the new year, I have certain things that I want to do and get done for that business, and I know what I'm not going to do based on how it was from
But that's great for the economy. Buying locally, and not so much locally as just Louisiana, but in the States. It does a lot for us. It does a lot for our jobs. So it's beneficial to everyone. Really. It might be a little bit more expensive, but it's better to know what you're getting. Because the pictures are not the same.
Quality over quantity.
Oh yeah.
I always say that. I'm such a quality person. I always spend my money on food that's quality than going get fast food. It's all about quality.
No, that's very, very true. Like, and I think it's more so true now because a lot of jobs that people had have fallen off. Like, everything says hiring. Everything says hiring now. So it's like you really want to be careful on what you spend your money on because your job's important, and not everyone got to keep their job, and their jobs are non-existent. Like, you see, almost every grocery store, every store you go to has the self-checkouts now, and they're like huge. Like Whole Foods, it's literally half of their checkout side is self-checkout.
The one in Metairie?
Yeah, the one in Metairie.
So I went to one uptown, so I would not know, but I didn't even know that.
Yeah, the one in Metairie, like they have, I want to say they have 9 stations for self-checkout, and only like 4 or 5 like people checkouts, which is
so
scary.
I don't know if this is in California, but I think Amazon has a store where like you go and shop and you purchase it from your phone and just like walk out.
Yeah, my sister works there. My sister works for Amazon. Hey, Emma, how you doing, girl? Yeah, that's what she does. She works in the hub, but it's like a store. It's basically like they wanted to do that here at the old Toys R Us.
Really?
Yeah,
and
they're doing it inside out instead. They're starting from the ground up because I guess that building's kind of weird.
Yeah,
like it's just too big.
Yeah,
you know. But that's what they want to do, and I'm like, that's crazy because it's like, I mean, how do people not steal? Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
I'm like, how do you?
But I mean, I guess you're
like
having
is different.
It is. People are just like, oh, this is what we're doing now. Fine. But over here, people are like, how can I milk this situation?
How can I finesse this?
How can I mess it up for me?
Right.
New Orleans is very different. I do love New Orleans. So I've been here since 2012. I moved here in 2012, and it really has grown on me.
Really?
It really has. Like, the people are just different. Like, I don't know. California, it's hard to meet people because people really mind their business, which I like sometimes.
Yeah.
But other times, you're like, I want you to be more open. I want to know who you are. And in California, they're very like, here's my wall. It's going to take you 3 years to figure out if I'm like your real friend.
Right.
And I don't like that.
So I was born and raised here, and I love it. Like, this will always be home. But I know for sure, in order for me to grow, I have to like move.
Mm-hmm.
So my goal is to move to Texas in like a year and a half. After I finish my master's and just kind of like start over there.
Us too. I've been trying to get Oscar to franchise the restaurant for a long time.
Yes, should.
Because I think, you know, in New Orleans it comes to a point where you reach the top, and then there's nowhere. I mean, look at Larry with Moreau's. Like, he has Treehouse, and then he's always doing stuff in Houston because you need different ideas, and they're not here. You know what I mean? And you can bring them here, which is what he did with Treehouse. Right. But you know, you need to grow. If you want to grow, you have to move.
I definitely agree. Definitely.
So eventually, we want
to be in like every single state.
I'm like, why are we not in California?
It's one of my favorite Mexican restaurants.
Los Jefes Grill. That's how I met Oscar.
Oh,
Los Jefes. I got an Uber Eats order.
Are you serious?
Yes, I got an Uber Eats order, and I used to live right on Edenboard.
Okay.
Right. So I got it. They messed it up.
And
so I went in there to go yell at him, and I was like, "What is this, this, and this?" And he was just like, "Oh, who is this girl?" So I never really talked to him after that. But then when I graduated, I applied to bartend there because it was right on the street I lived on, and I was like, I will work at the pharmacy during the day, and I'll bartend on the weekends to like pay my loans off faster. Yeah. So I fill out an application. He calls me in, and he's so weird. He's just like staring at me, and I'm like, I don't know about all this. So I didn't like take the job. He offered it to me. I didn't take it. I started working at Arcadia. Okay. Probably like 3 months later, he found me on Instagram. He's like, hey, do you remember me? Like, do you want to get coffee? And I don't know what it was, besides that I was very attracted to him. But I was just like, wow, like, I feel like when someone asks you, like, to get coffee or whatever, it's so just comfortable. Where you're not like, because it's like, especially being a girl, I'm like, I don't want to get dressed and go out during the week. And I don't want to meet someone I don't know, like, you know what I mean
about that. It has to be like organic.
Yeah, well, we ended up never going to coffee, but probably like a week later, I was out with my friends and I was already drunk. So I was like, if you want to meet us, and then we've been together ever since.
That's so cute.
Yeah, it was the restaurant because I had tried so many Mexican spots and they weren't authentic at all, which is like, sometimes it's okay. Like, I'll go to Chipotle sometimes. Right. But once I tried Los Jefes, I was like, this is what I miss from California. Because California is so authentic. Like, these people are from Mexico and they live in California now. Yeah. And that's him. He's born in Mexico and he's here now. He really brought me here. Oh my goodness. So I really love it.
Is it just him or does he have his family here too?
His family's here. Yeah, so it's him, his mom, his brother, and his sister.
So they all own that business.
No, it's just him.
Wow.
Yeah, he started that by himself.
That's
You
amazing.
know, and he really inspired me to do all of this. Like, I
I love
always
that.
wanted to do this, but I never knew how or like that it was possible for one person. And just like knowing his background of coming here and having nothing, not having even English, you know, I was just like, what is my like? What is holding me back? Why have I not started something when I have way more open doors? You know?
I love that. Y'all are like definitely like equally yoked.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's another. Well, thank you for coming on the show, Taylor. I really appreciate
This was
it.
really fun.
We are giving away a $200 gift card towards eyelashes by Taylor Lee Davis. I will be dropping the gift card to whoever is a follower on the concept Nola and comments the most once this post drops.
Yes. Okay.
So we'll do that and it'll be good to go.
Oh my goodness, this was so cute and fun.
I'm so glad you came.
Like, I really love this. Misha, this is like your element.
Oh, I really love it.